Dear learners, welcome to teaching learning session. Today we'll discuss about model of retailing, right? That is, there is a theory of wheel of retailing theory. Before we discuss this wheel of retailing theory, we should understand that the industry, this retail industry, has gone a significant transformation due to changes in the consumer buying behavior. Because nowadays consumers are well versed because of the liberalization, because of the globalization, and because of the change in the educational qualification, right? There is a change in consumer buying behavior. Consumer is more aware about their rights and the things available in the market, right? Customer view their purchases from high end retailer as a reflection to their personal identity, right? Few customers feel like if they are purchasing something from the high end retailer, that they associate it with their identity, and while other consumers are those which are price sensitive. Retailers can be grouped based on the factors such as the store locations, right? So if we divide the retailers, or we want to group the retailers, we can group the retailers on the basis of the store locations where that store is located. That plays a very important role. We'll discuss about the store locations. The role played by the location in retailing is very important. We'll discuss about this. And then on the basis of operations, products and services, pricing, and the marketing strategies adopted by the retailer. So all these are the retailer can be grouped on the factors like pricing, strategies, marketing strategies, product and services, allocations, and operation, right? A retailer nowadays aim to be dominating or position uniquely in some way or other if they want to succeed, or if in order to achieve this success. It is very important, right, to position oneself uniquely, right? That is, it is very important if you really want to be successful in retailing, that it is important to convey the message why and how you are different from others retailer. You should have a different, you should have to niche your position in the mind of the customer. You should have to position uniquely in the mind of the customer, right? If you really want to succeed. Once the business has achieved the destination retailer status, customer may become devoted to it and go out of their way to shop there because they perceive the business as unique. And we often equate dominate with having significant geographic footprints, right? Once the retailer is able to position themselves uniquely, right, then the customer automatically become devoted to it, right? And they go out of their way to shop it because of their positioning, right? To attract the price conscious customer, right? That is by being budget friendly and emphasizing the affordability. First of all, you have to distinguish the market into STP, that is the segment the market and target your audience with to whom, to which group you would like to offer your services or the product. If you want to offer your product or the services to the price conscious customer, then it is important to be budget friendly and emphasize the affordability. If you want to offer your product or the services to a class, not to the mass, then you should have to then you should have to create an image like that, you are unique from others, or how you are different from others, right? Appeal to a state conscious full customer by offering the upscale product or the services. Target customer who value conveniences by offering the practical shopping of operations such as local location or extended hours, right? Another is the location plays a very important role. That is, if the target customer who offers the convenience by offering the practical shopping, right? They go for a nearby, they will prefer to go to a nearby place, or rather than to move somewhere, right? Attract customer by offering a wide variety of product and an exceptional shopping experience. Shopping experience plays a very important role, and it is important to address the dissatisfaction, right? With the poor retail services by providing outstanding customer services is not possible, right? So address the customer dissatisfaction, stand out from the competitors by implementing the innovative and the unique business strategies, and identify the market opportunities for the new product and services. So it is important that you should be able to do all these things if you really want to be successful in the industry. First of all, that important is that you should understand the consumer buying behavior is changing rapidly because of the many factors, right? So important is under segment, divide the market, segment the market, choose your target audience to whom you want to cater. If you want to cater the high end customers, right, position yourself like that. If you want to cater to the masses, position it like that. That is on the basis of your prices, right? Or if you want to attract the those target audience who prefers conveniences over any other thing, then make strategies as per their conveniences, right? It is important to address the dissatisfaction of the consumers and stand out by the competitors by implementing the innovative and the unique business strategies, and identify the market opportunities for new product and these services. Now, wheel of retailing theory, a well-known concept of analyzing changes in retail institution, is wheel of retailing. What is wheel of retailing, right? MC Nair first proposed this theory in 1931, and Hollander later made changes to it. Nair focused on how retailing has changed, explaining that retail business begins by offering the low prices, basic product characteristics, and minimum services at small profit margin. So, wheel of retailing was proposed in 1931 by the Nair. Later on, Hollander made the changes in it. The Nair focused on the how retailing has changed, explaining that retail business begins by offering the low prices product, basic product characteristics, and the minimum services at the small profit margin. Then it gradually develops into the brand that provides a brand choice of goods, high priced, superior services, and several other amenities at the huge profit margin. It is predicted on the idea that consumers who are price sensitive are not store loyal, and therefore new shops will be better able to implement lower operating expenses than the existing one. So Nair has given this concept that that business begins by offering the low prices, basic character product characteristics, and the minimum services at the low profit margin, but again gradually develops into the brands and provide the broad choices of goods, high priced, superior services, several other amenities at a huge profit margin. But it is predicted that on the idea that the consumer who are price sensitive are not store loyal, they are because they are price sensitive, right? And therefore the new shops will be better able to cater to their needs, right, because of the lower operating expenses than the existing ones. This theory suggests that the retail establishment have cycles as they grow. When the low end merchant improve their techniques to boost sales and profit margin, new type of low price retailer begin to emerge in the market. So wheel, this is a wheel theory now. So as per this theory suggests that the retail establishment have a cycle, right? How it has a cycle as they grow from the low end merchant. They start with the low end merchant, right, who cater the needs of the who provides this basic character basic product with the basic characteristics at the low margin, right, but with their techniques to boost the sale. And again it start with the low end merchant, but to boost the sale, they implement these strategies and they grow, right, and the profit margin increases. Now the new type of the low price retailers begin to emerge in the market to cater the needs of the cost sensitive customers. The wheel of retailing theory also states that the retail innovators frequently starts out at the low cost operator with minimal profit margin of the requirement. So this theory states that the new retailer starts with the minimal profit margins. Right? Price increases when the entrepreneurs add higher quality items, move into more expensive locations, offer credit and delivery services, and make other improvement to their facilities and customer services over the time. See, as per this theory, the customer that the retailer starts, the operator, the that retail innovator frequently start out as a low cost operators, right, with minimal profit margin requirement. Their profit margins are minimal, right? Prices increases, right, when the prices increases when the entrepreneurs added the high quality items, right, or move to a better location, more expensive location, or when they start offering the credit facility or the delivery services, and make other improvement in their facilities and the customer services over the time, then the price increases. The retailing wheel is brought on to the fact that the innovators get older, they are more open to competition from the new discounters offering the low prices. Retail innovators frequently possess a low cost vendors. Right? See, this wheel theory is brought on the fact that the innovators get older, and then they move to the high and profit to earn high profit margins. Right? When they become uh, when they increases the prices, the entrepreneur added the high quality items, right? Now they want more profit margins. Then because of this, the new competitors, uh, this opens up the way for the new competitors, right? The new competitors enters into the market, right? Where the new competitors offer the discount, offering lower prices product, and the retail innovator frequently possesses as a low cost vendor, right? So this retail innovator frequently poses as a low cost vendor. This wheel is based on the four ideas, right? Like many consumers who are price conscious may sacrifices the good customer services, a large assortment, and a convenient location in favor to reduce the cost. So those who are those who are cost sensitive, price sensitive, right, price conscious, those customer may sacrifice the good customer services. We don't want that. A large assortment and the convenient location in favor to reduce the cost. The customers, second is the customers who are price sensitives are often disloyal and will try to switch stores that offer the lower prices. Customer who value prestige, on the other hand, prefer to shop at the establishment that employ the upscale practices. So lower cost or the price sensitive customers are not loyal, right? They prefer to switch to other store for the lower prices, while the customers who values the prestige, right, prefer to shop at an establishment that employ the upscale practices. Operating costs for new institutions are often lower than the established ones, and the retailer often move up the wheel to boost sales, expand their target market, and enhances their reputation. Right. So these are the four ideas on which this wheel of this theory is based. First is customer who are price conscious may sacrifice the good customer services. They will prefer to move to the other store, right, lower price stores, while the customer who value prestige prefer to shop at an establishment that employ the upscale practices. Operating costs for new institutions are often lower than for the established ones. Retailers often move up to the wheel to boost sales, expand their target market, and enhance their reputation. The wheel of retailing offer three fundamental strategic position, that is the lower end, strategic position, the medium, and then the high-end strategic position. So the wheel of retailing offer the three fundamental strategic position, that is the low end, medium end, and the high-end strategic position. Retailer who adopts the medium strategic may face challenges if they are not perceived as a unique or differentiated from their competitors. This can be particularly problematic in the mature formats such as the department store. So there are the that is the retailers who adopt the medium strategies. Right, there are the three types: strategic position, a low strategic position, medium strategic position, and a high end strategic position. So retailers who adopt a medium strategic position may face challenges if they are not perceived as a unique or differentiated from their customers, from their competitors. I'm sorry, from their competitors, right? So they could face the challenges because it is important to play to position themselves uniquely. Then only they can survive in the market. If they are not differentiated from their customers, or if they are not uniquely placed, then they could face a problem. This can be particularly problematic in the mature formats such as the departmental stores. Right, competitors at the higher and lower end can take the market share away from the middle of the road retailer. So the most sensitive is the middle strategic retailer, right? Because they are not if they are not able to position themselves uniquely or differently from their competitors, then the competitors at the higher and the lower end may take out their market share, right? Its merchandising strategies of offering a wide range of the mid-priced goods and services and failure to adapt to changes in the departmental store market is putting its survival as a retailer at the risk. So the merchandising strategies of the mid-scale retailer of offering a wide range of the mid-priced goods and the services, right, and failure to adapt to the changes, right, when you are offering a wide range of the products, mid-priced product and goods and the services, and failure to adapt to the changes in the departmental store make is putting its survival at the risk. According to the retailing bill, established businesses should proceed with caution when introducing a new services or shifting from a low end to a high end approach. Right, so it is important that whenever you are changing your strategies, it is important to proceed with caution, right? Whenever you are introducing a new services or moving or shifting from a low end to the high end approach. Price conscious customers are not often loyal, therefore, they are more likely to switch companies with the lower prices. The competitive advantage that previously drove profitability may also be eliminated by the retailer at that point, right? So this is the wheel of retailing. There are the three types of the strategy: the low end strategy, the medium strategy, and the high end strategy. The low end strategy, the prices are low, right, and limited facilities and the services and price sensitive customers. The low end strategy retailer cater to the price sensitive consumer, and they provide the limited type of the services or the goods, the basic services or the goods, and there is a limited facilities, right? And they keep their prices low and they earn less profits. Then comes the medium strategy. Medium strategy is moderate price. They keep the prices at moderate level, neither low nor high price, right? This moderate prices plays a very important role, and it can create a risk for the retailer, that if you are offering the many of the products at the moderate prices, then choose the product or the services very cautiously. Improved facility in medium strategies, their facilities has been improved, and the broader base of values and services, service conscious consumers, right? So now they start catering to those consumers who are value and the service conscious, right? Those who prefer to buy product, right, which are not very costly but are very conscious to these services and the values. Then comes the high end strategy. In high end strategy, the retailer keeps the prices high and provides the excellent facilities and the services and cater to the upscale consumer. So this is the wheel of retailing, right? Where the retailer starts from the low end strategy. That retailer always almost starts from the low end strategy. They prefer to keep the prices low, earn less profits. They provide the less limited facilities and the services. Prefer to price sensitive customer, and they are known as the innovative retailers. Then comes the then over a period of time, right, they move from the low end strategies to the medium strategies. When they feel like now they can expand their business and they want to increase the profits, now they move to the medium end strategy. In this, they keep the price, they increases the prices. Why? Because they are providing the more facilities, and now they start catering to those value and service conscious customer rather than the price sensitive customer. Then comes the high end strategy: high prices, excellent facilities and services, and upscale consumer. And it is very risky for the medium strategy retailer, that they should be very cautious, because if they will not keep an eye on their business, if they will not change their strategies as per the requirement or as per the market, then there are the chances that either the high end or the low end strategy can grab their market share, right? And this wheels goes on. When the low end strategy business moves to the medium end strategy business, the new entrant will be there at the low end strategy, and this goes on. Then further, that low end strategy entrant will move to the medium strategy, right? And then a new will come up, right? The first phase of this wheel is the entry stage. This stage demonstrates how a new type of the shops enter in the market as operator offering basic commodities in the low status, low rent sites with minimal margins. Right? Now, low strategies, that is they are offering the basic commodities in the low status and low rent sites with minimal margins. The second phase is trade ups. As shop experiences success, they upgrade their location, right? Increase their services offering and infuse ambience into product line, right? So second phase is when they experiences the success, they upgrade their locations, they increase their services offerings, they infuse ambiances into their product line. The third phase is vulnerability, low adaptability, and a high cost structure characterized this phase. That is, they are more vulnerable, they are low adaptable, and the high cost structure is there. The same pattern is followed by the new sort of the low cost, low margin, and retail competitor, making existing business susceptible. So these are the three stages which I have discussed with you. Then the scrambled merchandising. What is this scrambled merchandising? While the wheel of retailing concentrate on the product value, right, ultimate price and the customer satisfaction, scrambled merchandising entails a merchant broadening its product and services offering. That is the number of different product line carrying. When the merchant adds the product and the services that are not related to the company's core competencies, then that is known as the scrambled merchandising, right? See, the wheel of retailing, what the wheel of retailing describes: the wheel of retailing concentrates on the product value, right? That is the low product value, moderate product value, or the high product value, right? And the prices, right? That is, the wheel of concentrates on the product value, the prices, the customer satisfaction. Wheel of retailing describes all these things, whether the customer is satisfied, prices, and the product value. While the scrambled merchandising entails a merchant broadening its product and the services offering, right? When they are increasing their that is when the merchant is broadening or increasing its product and the services offering. They have started offering more products and the services, the number of different product lines. Now they have carrying a different product line, right? When the merchant adds a product and the services that are not the company's core competency, when it is not the company's core competency, and that when the merchant adds the product or services, that is known as the scramble merchandising. Retailer frequently adds high profitable goods and services in an efforts to boost overall sales and make them fast selling, right? Although it is not their core competencies, but again the retailer start adding the product, or retailer adds the product or services that are not related to their core competencies. Why does the retailer do this? Retailer frequently adds the high profitable goods and services in an effort to boost overall sales and make them fast selling. Why they do so? To increase these sales, right? Because they prefer to add highly profitable goods and the services, right, to boost their sales and make them the fast selling. Consumer buy more on impulse, prefer one-stop shopping, can reach numerous target audience, and are less affected by the seasonality of the rivalry. So scrambled merchandising is plays a very important role, because the consumer buys more on impulse, right? When you find, oh, this product is available here also, then on impulsive basis consumer buy more, and consumer prefers one stop shopping rather than moving from one shop to another shop for the product. If those products are available at one site, then they prefer one shop stopping, and catch and can reach numerous target audience that are less affected. And there is these type of the merchants are less affected by the seasonality and the rivalry, because they are offering the different type of the product, and so they are less affected by the seasonality and were less affected by the rivals. In addition, a retailer may find it difficult to maintain and expand its consumer base as its original product lines lose popularity. These are, see, when the consumer, because the consumer buys on impulse, right? One shop stopping is there, you can reach the numerous target audience. They are less affected by the seasonality and the rivalry. These are some pros of this scrambled merchandising. But in addition to that, there are certain cons of this. The retailer may find it difficult to maintain and expand its customer base, because the original product lines lose the popularity. Because the original product line lose the popularity, because of this, retailer find it difficult to maintain and expand its consumer base, right? Scramble merchandising leads to increased competition among the various type of retailer, and as the sales are spread out over more stores, distribution costs are impacted. Other drawbacks of scrambled merchandising include the potential lack of retailer expertise in purchasing, reselling, and providing services for the unrelated item, the cost of wider selection, and the potential damage to the retailer's reputation if scrambled merchandising is unsuccessful. Right? See, the scrambled merchandising could lead to competition, right, among the various retailers, right, as sales are spread out over more stores, right? So the another drawback is that the potential it includes that the potential lack of retailer expertise, because in scrambled expertise, what is scrambled expertise? When you are increasing your product line, which is not of your core competency, right? Because that is not of the core competency. This is that is retailer is not expertise in that, so there could be the potential lack of retailer expertise in purchasing. Retailer could make the mistakes and reselling of the product and providing services for the unrelated items. Reselling, and at times it becomes impossible for the uh, to provide the services for the unrelated item. The cost of wider selection and the potential damage to retailer's reputation if scramble merchandising is unsuccessful. If in case the scramble merchandising is unsuccessful, then it can cause the reputation of the retailer, right? See, this shows that the scramble merchandising by a shoe store. The original merchandising mix was what they were selling shoes, because it's a shoe store. They were selling shoes, they were selling slippers, they were selling rubber glass shoes, they were selling sandals, shoe polish, and socks. These are the product of the same product line, right? Then the scramble merchandising, when they entered into this scramble merchandising mix, what they started offering slippers, right? That is, shoes were there, slippers were there, socks were there, shoe polish were there, then the sandals were there, rubber galshos were there. But apart from this, now they started offering the handbags, right? Which is a different product line, handbags, then belts, then umbrellas, hats, scarves. All these are the different product lines. Sweaters, gloves, all these are the different product line. So this is the scramble merchandising mix. If in case, because it will increase the competition, and there is a potential threats, and there are certain pros and cons, that if I am going to if I'm getting something at one place, I'll prefer to buy it, and at times impulsive shopping would be there. But if scramble merchandising feels that it could impact the reputation of the retailer, right? I hope now this is clear what is scramble merchandising mix. Original merchandising mix, that this is a scramble, an example of a shoe store. What they were selling originally, the core competencies is in shoes, sandals, slippers, socks, shoe polish, etc. Now apart from this, now they, when they have opted this scramble merchandising mix, apart from their core competency product, from their core products like slipper, shoes, socks, shoe polish, sandals, they started offering handbags, belts, umbrellas, scarves, even scarves, hats, sweaters, gloves, etc. Right? Right? There are various stages in retail life cycle. What all are these stages in the retail life cycle? A retail format goes through a series of recognizable stage, as known as the retail life cycle, through its time lifetime. According to the retail life cycle theory, retail establishment go through the four distinct stages of development. That is the introduction stage, early growth stage, rapid development, and maturity and decline. So there are the four stages in the retail life cycle. That is the introduction stage is there, growth stage is there, maturity stage is there, and decline stage is there. Development stage or the growth stage, right? The new format is released to the market while it is still in the development stage, as at least one component of the marketing mix is transformed into new format, and it differs from the strategies of existing retail institution, right? See, first is introduction stage. Introduction stage is, during introduction phase, sales and profitability are initially low but gradually rising. When you are introducing something, or when you are new in the market, right, sales and profitability are initially low but gradually rising. A long term success is not yet secured. Cost and risks are high, because of the less sales and profitability, cost is high and risks are high, because success is yet not been secured. In the launch stage of this cycle, there is a marked shift away from the strategy combination of an established retailer. The strategy mix of a company in this stage is significantly different from that of the traditional competitors in at least one aspect. So the strategy mix, that is in the growth phase or the introduction phase, the strategy mix of the company could be significantly different from that of the traditional competitors, right? For the first company in the new industry, sales and earning often experience a significant increase, right? Long term scale is success is still uncertain at this point. See, for the first few companies in the new industry, sales and earnings often experience a significant increase, but again the long term success is uncertain at this point. There is a possibility that the new business may not be well received by the consumer, that early investment could result in significant financial losses, right? For example, new retail concepts such as Amazon entering into new markets such as India, right? So that depends. Then again, the growth stage, right? So growth stage is what that is in introduction stage. Profitability is less, sales is less, and long-term success is not yet been secured. Cost and risk is high, right? But again, comes the growth stage. The rapid growth of sales and revenues is characteristic of the growth stage. After the introduction stage comes the growth stage. Now there is an increase in the sales and the revenue, and increase in the sales, a rapid growth in the sales and the revenue is characteristics of the growth phase. Market for the existing business are expanded while the new competitor using the same retail model enter in the market, because now the sales and revenues increases, and now market for the existing business is increasing, and the new entrant and the new competitor are using the same retail model to enter in the market because they are seeing that market is growing. By the end of this phase, growth has slowed and costs have begun to rise. Both sales and profit expand quickly during the growth stage. See, in this stage, both sales and profits grow quickly. But by the end of this phase, the growth has slowed down, right? And the cost have begun to rise. Existing business grow geographically and the new business of the same kind enter in the market. Cost pressure to pay for a larger staff, a more complicated inventory system, and other controls may start to have impact on the profit at the conclusion of accelerated development. So by the end of this stage, that the cost will go up because of the various reasons like pay for a larger staff, more complicated inventory system, and other controls, and may have an impact on the profit at the conclusion of the accelerated phase. Then comes our maturity stage. What is maturity stage? Maturity stage is of a retail life cycle is characterized by the slow sales growth, right? So sales maturity stage, then this was the introduction stage, growth stage, then comes a maturity stage. Maturity stage of the retail life cycle is characterized by the slow sales growth because the business is at the maturity stage. Why overall sales may still increase, they are rising at a significantly slow rate than the earlier phases. See, that maturity stage is characterized by the slow sales growth, right? Overall sales may still increase, but they are rising at significantly slower rate. Sales are there, overall sales are there, so they are increasing, but at the rate at which it is growing is less. It is at the slower, significantly slower rate than the earlier phase. In growth phase, that the growth in the sales and profit is very high. While in maturity stage, sales is there, there is increase in the sales, but again the growth of sales is significantly slow or lower than the earlier phase. The boost purchase, it may be necessary to lower the profit margins, right? So the profit margins goes down. The maturity stage is often caused by the market saturation due to multiple business in an institutional settings, competition from the new business, right? So it could be because of saturation due to the multiple business, it could be because of the competition, it is because of the change in the societal priorities, it is because of the lack of management skills to lead the established or larger companies. And when maturity is attained, the objective is to maintain it for a long as it for as long as possible without declining. So when one maturity stage is reached, at the fact is, the important thing is the objective is to maintain it for as long as possible without declining it. This is the maturity stage. Then comes the declining stage. What is declining stage? In the final stage, there is a decline characterized by decreasing in the prices, profitability, and the sales volume. As the name indicates, decline. Decline means going down. That is, this is a decline phase. This is characterized by decreasing the prices, profitability, and the sales volume. Business may try to reposition their retail structure to avoid decline, but many do so to retain the existing customer or to attract new customers. So in a declining phase, the declining phase is characterized by decreasing in the prices, profitability, and the sales. Business may try to reposition their retail strategies. Why they want to reposition their retail structure or strategies? To avoid the decline or to retain the existing customer, or at least to attract the new ones. During this phase, many business abandon their format and create a new format to attract a new customer who were previously loyal to that type of the retailer. In certain situations, decline may be difficult or nearly impossible to turn around. In another cases, it may be prevented or delayed by the repositioning of the business. Right? So there are the four stages. The life cycle concepts highlight the need of the retailer to adapt as the format evolve. The initial objective should be growth, followed by the building of the management and operational capabilities and the business matures, and finally flexibility at the end of the cycle. So there are the four stages of retailing, right? That is the introduction stage, then comes our growth stage, then comes maturity stage, and the declining stage. It is very important to maintain all these things. Dialectic process theory. What is dialectic process theory? Dialect. According to this theory, the retail establishment changes with time and take on a novel form. This theory is also called the melting point theory, dialectic process theory, or melting point theory. Right? As per this theory, the retail establishment changes with time and take on novel forms. It implies that the new retail format developed by incorporating traits of different type of merchants, right? So it implies that the new retail format developed by incorporating traits of a different type of a merchant. The introduction of a new retail format maintains the consistency with those already in use, and it provides a clear and logical framework for comprehending the evolution of the current retail forms. The evolution of a new retail establishment is comparable to that of the synthesis, which results from the fusion of the thesis, the notion or the idea, and antithesis, the opposite concept or the idea. One such instance is the birth of a new retail format called the electronic direct marketing as a result of convergence of a traditional and the direct marketing. This theory can be demonstrated by the emergence of a multi-channel retail, which combines the physical and online retail to offer brick and click business model, and this is a result of convergence of a physical retail, which has a limited reach and online retail, which has a wide reach. Dialect theory. See, dialect. This concept of dialectism has been given by the Hegel, right? As per Hegel, there is a thesis, antithesis, and between this thesis and antithesis, a synthesis process is going on. And thesis, what is thesis? Thesis is a well set pattern, right? In any at any point of time, and antithesis is which contradicts that thesis, and this between the thesis and antithesis synthesis process goes on, and this synthesis process, and as a result of this synthesis process, the antithesis becomes a thesis and a new antithesis develops for that thesis. This concept has been given by the Hegel. Hegel was a philosopher, right? And this process has been borrowed by the Karl Marx to uh, to explain the evolution of the societies. And now again, this dialectic process theory in retailing, according to this theory, retail establishment changes with the time and take a novel forms, right? And this is also known as the belting point theory, right? So it implies that a new retail format developed by incorporating the trait of a different types of the merchants, like new types of retailers are developing and they are incorporating the traits of the different types of the merchant, right? And introduction of this new retail format maintains a consistency with those already in use. They maintain a consisting consistency those already in use. It provides a clear and logical framework for evolution of the current retail form. The evolution of a new retail establishment as compared to that of the synthesis, that is, there is an established format known as the thesis, and there is an antithesis and an opposite concept, and synthesis goes on, that is an evolution process goes on, right? And it results in a new format. An example of this is that is a birth of a new retail format called the e-commerce, e-direct marketing or electronic direct marketing or e-commerce, right? As a result of conversions of traditional store based and the direct marketing, home based marketing, right? So a new form comes up because of this synthesis process. And the dialectic process theory can also be demonstrated by the emergence of the multi-channel retailer, which combines the physical as well as the online retail to offer brick and click business model. This as a result of the convergence of the physical retail, which has a limited reach, to an online retail which has a wide reach, right? So it comes up, this is the dialect theory of that there is a thesis, antithesis, and synthesis process goes on between thesis and antithesis, and a new format comes up because of this synthesis process, right? Now the theory of natural selection. What is the theory of natural selection? The progression of the retail business from traditional stores to the various type of the retail outlets were first examined by the Russman using the Darwin theory of natural selection. Theory of natural selection, that is, they borrowed the idea from the uh, Darwin's theory of natural selection, right? That is the progression of the retail business from traditional stores to the various type of the retail outlets, right? It suggests that the natural selection also occurs in the retail industry. Adapting to the changes in the environment is a crucial for the survival of retail format. What is the natural selection? As per the Darwin theory of natural selection, it is important to adapt oneself as per the changes in the environment. Same goes with the retailing, right? As per this theory of natural selection of retailing, that is, it is important to adapt to the changes in the environment for the survival of the retail format. Specialty retail format for specific product categories such as the baby clothing, toy shop have decreased as discount stores and categories killer gained more market shares. Traditional food retailers in India are facing competition from fast food chains as a lifestyle change, right? Because there is a change in the lifestyle, so that the traditional food retailer, they are facing competition from the fast food chain retailer. Traditional stores are facing competition from the online booksellers such as Amazon.com and others, right? So specialty retail format, they are facing problem, right? Because of the discount stores and others. The retailing industry is always changing. As a result of these changes are in demand. The development will further integrate the retail value chain. Retailer want to be in charge of the supply chain, right? Which is nothing but the backward integration. A retailer of clothing like pantaloons, and take an example of pantaloon, and the Cutons have established their own production facility to have signed exclusive agreement with their suppliers. Manufacturer and supplier, on the other hand, desired direct consumer contact in order to strengthen their brands and boost profitability. So this changes goes on, that at times that with the change, it is important that with the change of the time, with the demand, the retail outlet should, or the retailer should change their strategy and should change itself, right? It could be through backward integration or the forward integration. Backward integration is means that the retailer want to integrate or should have a control on the supplier, as we have taken an example of pantaloon and the Cuton, that they have their own production facilities, that is the backward integration. A forward integration like Arvind Mills and Mudra Cost, for instance, have established their own retail chains and the brands. In general, we can state a business that provide the most value have a best prospects of surviving in the retail industry. While the forward integration is when they enter, when they establish their own retail chains like Tanishq, right? When they establish their own retail chain, that is known as um, forward integration, right? We can categorize, or we can divide the retailer or in on the basis of the ownership, right? The retail industry has developed a wide variety of ownership over a period of time, depending on how well the approach is implemented. Each ownership format fills a specific market niche. The following structures are most widely used, like independent, single ownership structure. That is, as the name indicates, independent, single store ownership structure. Independent stores take advantage of a niche market of the customer and treat them with friendliness and informality, right? Because these are the independent stores, they treat their customers with friendliness, with informality. It's crucial to communicate by word of mouth. These merchants should not try to service an excessive number of consumer or engage in price competition, right? So it is important that these type of the store owners or this type of the merchant should not try to service an excessive number of the consumer, because you are an independent single store ownership, right? So you can cater only to the few, so should not try to service an excessive number of consumers or engage in price competition. Then corporate chain store. Next is the corporate chain store. Chain stores profit from their well-known brands. Chain stores profit from their well-known brands, economies of stores, and opportunities of mass advertising. They should uphold their reputation everywhere they do business and be willing to adjust as the market requires. So, corporate chain stores like Stenmax and others, chain stores profit from their well-known brands, right? Reliance, then comes our Stenmex and others. Economics of scales is there, right? And there is an opportunity of the mass advertising. They should uphold their reputation everywhere they do the business. Then the franchising. What is franchising? Due to franchisee investment and encouragement of franchisee to become owner operator, franchisors have a wide geographical reach. They should not become the hindered in the policy disagreement with franchisee to impose disproportionate royalty and payment. Franchising is what that one can use the name of a well-known brand, and they have to pay them the royalty fees. That is the franchising business. Leased stores or the department, that is the lease departments give the store owners, lease departments give the store owner and outside party the chance to collaborate and improve the shopping experience while splitting the cost and the resources. They should not damage the store's reputation or put the lease under the undue pressure to increase the foot traffic. So, leased stores and the department, that is, the leased departments give store owners and outside parties the chance to collaborate and improve the shopping experience while they are splitting the cost and the resources. Right? They should not damage the store's reputation or put the lessee under undue pressure to increase the foot traffic. Then comes the vertical marketing system. That vertically integrated channel allows a company more control over the sources of supply, but it should not offer the customers too few option or a retail location. Right? Then comes consumer cooperative, that is, due to shared ownership of the warehouse and pool purchasing, cooperative provides the members with the cost saving. They should not set unrealistic expectations for the members' participation for build facility that significantly increases the prices. So consumer cooperatives are there. Amal. Dealership, the system function as an hybrid of franchisee and an independent store, and the licensor is not entitled to any royalty or fees. So dealership is what, that is, it is a combination of an independent store, that you are an independent store but you are you are using the franchisee's name, but the licensor is not entitled to any royalty or the fees. You don't have to pay any royalty or the fees. Then comes the network marketing. Right, there are retail business concept when a person makes a commission by selling the company's goods or the products to the friends, family members, or other customers. Like example is Oriflame, that is now network. It works on the network marketing. That when a person can makes a commission by selling the company's goods to the consumers. Right. So all these are today. So all these are the, on the basis of ownership, we have divided the stores into single independent single ownership stores, franchisee stores, or network marketing stores, consumer cooperative, dealership, right, leased stores, vertical marketing, cooperative, corporate chain stores, right. So we can divide it on the various basis. So in today's lecture, what we discussed about the about the categorization of the retailers on the basis of the ownership, right. Then we discussed about the forward integration and the backward integration. Forward integration is what? Forward integration is when the that is when the when a business wants to establish their own retail chains or the brand, that is known as the forward integration. We discussed about the backward integration. We discussed about the dialect theory of retailing, right. See, there is that as the needs that the society always evolves, so the needs of the society changes from time to time. It is important that business should evolve themselves as per the needs of the society. Then we discuss about the theory of natural selection. Theory of natural selection means what? That as per the needs, the business should adapt themselves, right. Then the dialect process is there, that it is important that synthesis, that we know that synthesis process goes on between the thesis and antithesis, and a new model comes up because of this synthesis process, and it is important to adopt that process, because that process is that new model could be, or the new thesis could be the demand of the time, right. So dialect process, we discussed about the dialect process, right. Then we discuss about the various stages of the retailing. Actually, there are the four stages of the retailing, that is the growth phase, sorry, introduction phase, then the growth phase, then the maturity phase, and the declining phase. The growth phase is characterized by the slow sales and the profit margin. Growth sales is characterized by the steep hike in the sales and the profit margin. The maturity stage is characterized by, although there is in sales, but stagnancy in the profit margin, that there is not much growth in the or slow growth in the sales and the profit margin. And it is important that that uh, then comes the decline stage. Then the decline stage is what it is characterized by the decrease in the market sales and the profit margin, right? Then comes, then we discussed about the scramble merchandising. What is scramble merchandising? When one enters into, when one incorporates the product line which is different from the core competencies, then that is known as the scramble merchandising. At times the retailer enters into the scramble merchandising. Then we discussed about the wheel of retailing, right? That is what type of this wheel of retailing is. There are on the basis of the strategies, there are the low end strategies, medium end strategies, high end strategies. In the low end strategies, it caters to the price sensitive customers. Medium strategies, that the moderate prices are there, improved facilities are there, and they try to serve the values and services to the conscious consumers. Then comes the high end strategies, right? So today we discuss about all these things. In our next lecture, we'll take up uh, we'll take up the new topic. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Namaskar.